the thing is it happens on both sides, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you listen to Sean Hannity and these people, they're drunken with it on their side. They're like in this way of talking, they're the big Ravens fans or whatever. I mean, you know, the ideology really controls. And if you go over to the other side, you'll find that as well. They don't express it the same way. The left doesn't express bias the same way. It maneuvers differently than the right, but they both have the same problem. A lot of times what they do on the left is it's passive aggressive kind of thing. You know, they use shame a lot. You know, when they don't like, they get offended, and so they fight in a different way. But both sides have the problem of being stuck in only one constellation of belief. Wittgenstein I get this from Wittgenstein. I'm what's called a post-analytic thinker, not a postmodern thinker. Let me explain this to you. Always, in any belief system, you're going to have a rival way of seeing, a rival constellation, or a rival belief system. What you need to do to be okay is not to be insecure. You have to always look at the rival. You have to digest the rival. You know, if there are two competing programs here, one is communitarian, one is libertarian, you have to kind of understand very well how these systems work before you kind of intelligently decide which ones you want to be. And what often happens is they don't get out of the bubble. They just stay within their own fishbowl and they won't come out of it. And so part of what you try to do is try to make these people, force them, seeing an issue that is in the rival camp. You force that upon them. And that's called therapy. It's not called debate. It's called therapy.
To try to get them to see their rival point of view.
Right. Well, to make sure that the choice is intelligent. The choice isn't intelligent until you understand the rival. Now, it's possible, by the way, you know, we're not saying that the rival is equal. The rival could be deficient. That's fine. You know, in climate science, for example, there was a period of time where there were climate deniers, and a lot of the arguments they had were pretty poor arguments. That's fine. But you still can't be insecure and not look at them. You've got to always look at the way the other side thinks. And it's not a question. You get this terrible thing going on where these people on the left think that the other side is watching the wrong media. You're watching Fox News or something, or you don't have the facts and I do. This is so condescending and so ridiculous, because it's really about how they put the world together and what their philosophical systems are, the constellation of belief, and understanding what's inside that and how that works. And until you understand how the rival is thinking and how it works, you yourself are at a disadvantage. You have to be able to understand both.
Yeah.
It's dangerous because in one respect, I fear people don't want that. Yeah. I fear that what they want is simply like a consumer. You know, you want what satisfies you. And so people are serving up politics in a way that will satisfy you. If you were anti-Trump, they will give you these messages and satisfy you. If you like Trump, they're going to give you this product and satisfy you. I just don't think it should be done like that. Presumably,
interesting. What
Wittgenstein would be about is raising your ability to see aspect so that you're a good consumer of aspect, and so that you do not have aspect blindness, you are aspect smart. You know your way around this person's way of seeing. You know your way around the other person's way of seeing. You see their mistakes. You see what causes them to do the things that they do. It's a really graduated kind. It's kind of what I want to say. This is what I get out of it. It's not neutrality. It's graduation. We're going to graduate from politics. We're going to graduate from our ideology. We're going to graduate so that we have a sort of meta understanding here. Now, by the way, that doesn't mean that we get goofy. We can still be liberal or we can still be conservative, but we're just going to be smarter because we're going to be able to know our way around the other side rather than saying, they don't know what they're talking about. They're listening to Fox News, you know, this kind of thing. You know, they can be tough because sometimes people don't want that in politics. You know, they don't want it. They don't want to be shown that the other side might have a reasonable belief. Today, what we live in today, that sometimes causes offense. How dare you, you know?
How dare you not believe in what I believe in, kind of thing. Right?
Well, there's denial. They don't want it. That's not true. You're just not listening to, you know. There's denial. You have to get through that psychological problem of denial.